Welcome to today's video where I am going to be making my mid-year bullet journal setup. Since I started a new journal in June, these are the spreads that I have at the start of my journal, and I will be making them today. And this should go by pretty quickly since there aren't that many spreads that I have at the start this time around. Before I start on my spreads, I am going to write my name in the page that has who this belongs to. It's fun to write down my name and add some decoration. So simple, but so entertaining for me. Now that I finished with this page, I'm going to start on my setup now. For the cover page, I wasn't sure what to write down since this isn't the start of the year. I didn't want to put mid-year journal either, so I wrote down bullet journal and the month that this journal is going to be from, which is June to December. Other than sketching out the layouts for the spreads, I didn't do much planning. For the color palette, I chose colors that I like, which were pink and yellow markers and pens. From there, I am just doing whatever I feel like for each of the pages and seeing where this goes. For the writing, I wanted to have a combination between cursive writing and my normal handwriting. I like the contrast that brings and makes my setup look nicer. After that, I am just adding some circles and squiggly lines as decoration. I think it makes the setup look cute. I didn't really have a plan when I sketched out the layout. I am just trying to have fun and see what I feel like doing with this setup. Now I'm going to do a grid spacing guide. I like having this in my setup because whenever I am making my layouts, I can look to this guide to know where the center of the page is, which saves me time overall in my setups. Also, the dots I numbered help me divide the squares, calendar, or whatever is in my layout evenly. I keep this guide simple by only putting down the grid guides that I most use. I also write down how many dots are in each line, if that makes sense, to make it easier for me to know how to calculate or have my pages laid out correctly and evenly. I went through both pages. I'll just follow through. I mean, it's already cut. Why did I check? Next is table of contents, which is for writing down my spreads that I make in this journal. I like to organize my setups and be able to look back at them. It makes it easier to flip through a certain month by having a table of content area. I just have to remember to write down numbers on each of these pages so that I can track each month in this journal. So as you saw, I did mess up with cutting the pages. I was only supposed to cut from the first page so that I can flip between the table of content area like a mini book, but I cut out both pages at the same time accidentally, which isn't a major issue, but it is going to make it harder for me to make my table of contents table. Then I made kind of a frame for my table. Now looking back at it, I don't think it was necessary. It did make it difficult for me to color it in, but it's fine. This is my year at a glance that I use to write down any important dates that I have each month. It's a place that I can look at all the months together. I originally was going to just write down the months that are left in the year, but then I thought about how close to the end of the year sometimes you have appointments or plans that are for the next year. For that reason, I have included until May 2027 for the spread. I had the idea to have alternating colors for the months, so June is yellow and then July is pink, and so on. The part I don't like about making this spread is that I like making mini calendars for each month. I chose to outline the area that I can write in with marker rather than pen so that the colors should be more noticeable. Checkout spread is next. I had this in my overall setup for the year and have made it again for this journal, just because I like to be able to look back and see the things that I want to check out. Here I write down things that I want to remember to look into. I have 4 sections for this, which are podcasts, TV shows, movies, and books. This is helpful for me since I can look back here and see what I am interested in. We are at the last spread for this video, and it is my wish list. I had this one as well in my 2026 journal setup. This is for writing down items that I want, and I can look back at the spread to remind myself to buy that item or see if I want to still buy it. So that is how all my spreads turned out. It's always nice to look at all my completed spreads at the end. Thank you very much for watching this far. Thank you again, and until the next video, goodbye. Also a goodbye from Blobby, my plushie that I crocheted. Goodbye.